Role of a personal representative. A personal representative, or PR, is someone legally entitled to administer a deceased person's estate. If the deceased left a will, the PR is usually the executor. If they didn't leave a will, known as dying intestate, it's the next of kin. See our video on general rules about intestacy for more information. Amongst other things, your role includes taking all reasonable steps to investigate possible assets and liabilities, and providing accurate values of those assets and liabilities to HMRC when applying for probate. Without accurate values, the deceased's estate may pay too much or too little tax. To avoid this, we strongly recommend getting a specialist valuation for any property in the deceased's estate. These specialist firms know your duties and will help you to avoid many common pitfalls. See our video on professional property valuations for more information. In order to establish the estate's tax liability, you need to check whether the deceased owed any tax before they died, as well as calculating any tax payable during the administration period. See our videos on income tax, inheritance tax, and capital gains tax for more information. You should also be aware the estate might owe money to the Department of Work and Pensions, DWP, particularly if the deceased received income-related benefits. The DWP is required to recover any overpaid benefits. This can sometimes result in a repayment of thousands of pounds. Another important thing for you to think about is the issue of wasting assets. A wasting asset is any asset whose value reduces over time. A good example is a leasehold property that loses its value as the years left on the lease decrease. In this situation, a professional valuation is particularly important as the length of a lease can have a major impact on a property's value. Finally, you need to be aware you can protect yourself from liability for debts you couldn't reasonably be expected to know about by issuing what's known as a statutory notice. See our video on statutory notices for more information. Important points. Throughout the administration process, you're dealing with other people's money. You have a duty to act in the best interests of the deceased's estate and the beneficiaries. This means treating beneficiaries fairly, avoiding conflicts of interests, remaining impartial in any disputes, making sure assets are properly protected, and keeping accurate records. Beneficiaries can sue you for breach of trust if they think you've acted improperly. In this situation, a court can set aside decisions and transactions made by you. What's more, you may find yourself personally liable to the beneficiaries for financial losses if you fail to exercise reasonable care and consideration. DIY Probate can help you to keep track of everything during the probate process. It gives you the tools you need to administer an estate efficiently and protect yourself as a PR. When the estate is complete, DIY Probate can also help you prepare estate accounts so that all beneficiaries can see what the assets were and how the estate was distributed. Top tip. Sometimes disputes arise when dealing with an estate. If you're unclear about your duties and responsibilities or what needs to be done, make sure you get independent legal advice and keep a copy of that advice.